The world of Zootopia is the newest and biggest ever expansion to Shanghai Disneyland. And of course, it's home to the highly anticipated flagship attraction, Zootopia Hot Pursuit. This trackless dark ride takes you on a brand new adventure through the world of Zootopia. The ride is filled with impressive animatronics, large-scale show scenes, and that expected touch of modern Disney magic. But due to the language barrier and the difficulty of getting to Shanghai in the first place, this is an attraction that many theme park goers might never be able to experience. But perhaps that's where we can step in. Today, let's explore the history, secrets, story, and behind the scenes of the brand new Zootopia Hot Pursuit at Shanghai Disneyland. Plenty of rumors have flown around about Zootopia coming to the US parks, such as Animal Kingdom, but Shanghai is the first resort in the world to build a Zootopia land and attraction. Though our story starts 16 years before the film would even debut on the big screen, when Tokyo Disneyland would create the world's first trackless dark ride, Pooh's Honey Hunt. This ride used brand new technology developed by Walt Disney Imagineering, where sensors could track and steer individual ride vehicles around a space that to guests looks magical thanks to no track anywhere to be seen. We go over this technology in greater detail in our Pooh's Honey Hunt overview. Ever since Pooh debuted, Disney has fallen in love with this technology, using it for everything from Ratatouille to Runaway Railway to Rise of the Resistance, with Zootopia Hot Pursuit almost being the combination of those later two. Back over at Shanghai Disneyland, before we step aboard the ride, we first enter into the world of Zootopia. This land is relatively small, but don't let size fool you. It is incredibly immersive, playing with scale in fabulously fun ways. Imagineering has clearly learned from their previous work on Cars Land, Pandora, and Galaxy's Edge. The land feels like a lived-in home for a diverse range of characters. You could almost spend a day in the land just admiring all of the details and inside jokes, and we could spend this entire video talking about them as well, but one we have to at least mention is Trader Lamb's. Never did we think we would get a Trader Sam's reference at Shanghai Disneyland in Zootopia, but here we are. Whilst the land isn't very big, the level of detail reminds me a lot of Cars Land, where it truly feels as if you've stepped foot into the film. This lived-in feeling is further heightened by the animals around the land who come to life in various forms, from screens to animatronics to puppets. Combined, these all make the land feel a lot more alive than anything like Galaxy's Edge or Pandora, where a lot of the life is simulated by sounds instead of physical objects. Animatronic giraffes on treadmills, dancing tigers, and hamsters rolling around in tubes are just the beginnings of this land's packed-in details. One of the biggest highlights of this has to be the puppet-based shows that take place among the windows in Zootopia. These give you a great, unique way to see characters from the film interacting with each other in a way that screens could never pull off. Though oddly, one of the strangest things about the land is the fact that there are no major sit-down restaurants. I guess Disney didn't want to either have a fully vegan restaurant or a menu serving meat in a land that provides more questions than answers. However, there are two snack stands throughout the land for grab-and-go foods, including Jumbuck's Cafe that serves waffles, sandwiches, and snacks, including this giant donut, as well as the Zootopia Market, selling corn-flavored popcorn, carrot-shaped lollipops, and the sure-to-be-a-classic Popsicle. Another surprise is there is only one shop in the land, which is at the exit to the only ride in the land. Fashions by Frou Frou unsurprisingly sells a lot of wearable items from hats to shirts to tails. There isn't a huge selection of ride-specific merchandise, but thankfully a lot of it is specific and exclusive to Shanghai Disneyland. And of course, you can meet Judy and Nick at the Zootopia Police Department Recruitment Center, though their scale is completely off compared to the rest of the land, and an animatronic or puppet-based meet and greet would have been great here to see them continue with that attention to detail. Over at the ride, entering the queue for Zootopia Hot Pursuit and hopefully avoiding some, if not all of the insanely long outdoor extended queue, you step foot into the Zootopia Police Department. Inside, you are immediately greeted by an impressive Officer Clawhauser animatronic who shares his pure excitement for the upcoming Gazelle concert tonight. Just as he begins to showcase his top tracks playlist, an alarm starts to blare throughout the facility, where you are promptly whisked through the back offices of the department and into an emergency meeting hosted by another large-scale impressive animatronic. This time, the Zootopia police chief, Bogo. Flashing up on the screen is Bellwether, the true villain from the original film. Thought to be in jail, she has somehow escaped and kidnapped Gazelle right before her big concert this evening. Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde next appear and tell us they have Bellwether's location at the White Paw Fish Packing Factory, and our first mission as rookie Zootopia police officers is to stop Bellwether and save Gazelle. You make your way to the police station's parking garage and board your police cruiser, a ride vehicle which can seat up to 10 guests in 2 rows. You are about to be treated to an entirely original story that takes place after the film and almost serves as a pseudo-sequel, with Nick Wilde now being a fully fledged member of the Zootopia Police Department as seen at the end of the original film. Strapped in, you hear Nick and Judy over the radio telling you to buckle up, and they will meet you up ahead. Rounding the corner, you are inside the impressively large White Paw Fish Packing Factory and meet your colleagues Nick and Judy, who tell you to stay back and wait for their signal. On their command, with sirens blaring, you burst into the facility, catching a glimpse of Bellwether, who immediately grabs Gazelle and carts her off towards the packing train. Skidding on ice in the frosty facility, you manage to board the train just in time. Chasing down our criminal, we are met by the first large screen-based section of the ride. While there is clever effects where the fish move away to further sell the illusion, these purely screen-based moments are arguably the weakest part of the ride. Thankfully, before long, we skid out of the screen-based section and into the city of Zootopia itself. This scene is one of the most impressive in the ride and uses the trackless system well, allowing you to visit this location twice to truly appreciate it. Zooming around the city, you first come across a rather lackluster Gazelle impersonator, before seeing the true her being antelope napped above. You begin to chase again as you take Yax the Yak's advice and scurry into what has to be one of the weirdest scenes in any Disney theme park ride. Your ride vehicle begins to drive around lost in complete darkness before shining a light on various naked animals at the Animal Naturalist Club. A leg-spreading elephant looks shocked to see you, and a hippo glares at you seductively. Before you even get time to catch your breath and ponder what you have just seen, you spot Bellwether's gang and begin to chase again, first back through the city streets before heading through towards the Rainforest District. Layered screens are used here to give the illusion of depth, and before long you'll whisk aboard a gondola. Judy isn't too keen on driving the police car at such a height, but Nick ensures her it's perfectly safe, at which point something unsurprisingly goes wrong, and Bellwether appears to cut the cable and send you plummeting down. This effect utilizes a motion base and wraparound screen, so you essentially experience a mini simulator, almost like Star Tours. An illusion further heightened by clever lighting to show the external scene slightly differently before and after you enter the gondola, tricking you into thinking you've been dropped into a new location. Speeding back through the Rainforest District, Flash the Sloth appears in his 100,000 horsepower car, his words not ours. Judy asks him to help chase down Bellwether, but he says it will be impossible for them to get away. Flash here is portrayed by another hologram-type screen, which is decent, but it's disappointing he wasn't fully portrayed by a fully fledged animatronic. You then move into the second large wraparound screen section, where the chase continues. Racing in and around highways and tunnels, Nick and Judy fly in on a helicopter to sweep Gazelle away to safety. Bellwether is still on the loose, so you spin into another large screen to continue the hunt, finally donutting her way back into police custody. Thankfully, you have saved the day and you can attend Gazelle's concert, where an incredibly impressive animatronic proves that her hips don't lie as she dances and sings Try Everything, guaranteeing it will be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Backstage at the concert, you get the epilogue of the story where Nick and Judy talk about how you had a great first day, saving Gazelle and the concert, making you heroes on your opening mission. You unload in this backstage area and exit, of course, through the Fashions by Frou Frou gift shop. While the ride pieces individually are nothing new, the combination of set pieces, screens, and animatronics is done better than in rides like Ratatouille, which become too screen dependent. Zootopia features quite a few large-scale animatronics and scenes that truly engage the audience. For Shanghai Disneyland, this is a perfect new addition, and the land surrounding it makes it even more of a smart choice. This park isn't the easiest to get to in the world, but with their incredible Pirates of the Caribbean, gigantic castle, and now Zootopia, there are so many unique reasons to make it out to that park. We just wish it wasn't as difficult to get over to China. But over to you. What are your thoughts on this brand new Zootopia ride, and do you want it to come to the United States? Let us know. For ReviewTyme, I'm Dom. Thanks for watching.